Let's. I want to put a poll in the chat. Let me just see where the fans are at the moment. We did this poll, Ange in or Ange out. We did it. Well, I can't remember how long ago now. 3 weeks ago. It was about 60. I think last time we did it, it was 60%.
I think it was after the Bournemouth game.
It was 60% Ange in, 40 Ange out. So let's see if it's changed or not. So get voting, people. Get in the polls. Get your votes in.
It seems still very split. It's interesting. It's interesting because, like, me and Sim have been having these debates for a good few weeks now. And
so you would sack him today?
Would I sack him today? I probably would, yeah. I probably would.
What, interim? Put an interim in.
Oh, well, you need a plan. You need a plan in place. And I would want Spurs to have a plan in place if they were going to sack him. If there's a plan, there has to be a plan. Surely, with the run of results that we're on and what we've seen since pretty much the first 10 games, there should be a plan in place. There should be making feelers at the moment. There has to be a plan. If there's no plan, then there's no point. But the club should always have a plan.
Okay. I just don't think it makes any sense to sack him.
Yeah, look, I said that weeks and weeks ago, but as the weeks progress and the performances and the results don't get any better, I mean, like I said, he's running out of excuses.
It was obvious they weren't going to get better as the injury crisis isn't improving. They weren't going to get much better.
Yeah, but you still expect us to pick up more points than we do.
It's difficult. This is the Premier League. It's unforgiving. It's very difficult. At the moment, just under 200 people voted, 52% Ange out, 48% Ange in.
The tide is turning.
Get your votes in, people. I want to say, we've got 950 people in the chat right now. I want to see everyone voting. Everyone get your votes in. But yeah, tide, look.
But what I was saying is that, you know, we've been having these debates for weeks now. Mm-hmm. And it feels like in every debate that we have, the comment section is just completely split on this.
Yeah, I think the reality is, like I said it after Bournemouth, and I can't then not say I'm only saying this because I don't want to backtrack, but I said after Bournemouth there's going to be a lot of pain over this next month because clearly this injury crisis is terrible and it's going to be very hard to turn this run of form around while we have this level, right? And I'm seeing here the injury crisis hasn't improved, and subsequently the results haven't improved. But it's no surprise to me. Like I was always going to give it in time to turn it around and wait for players to come back. That's kind of what we have to wait for.
Do you think the club will do that though?
I think they'll be stupid not to, because I don't think they.
But do you think they will?
I don't know. I can't. Do I think they will? I think they probably will.
I think it massively stems on that semi-final. I think if we get battered to Liverpool next week, I do think he's going to go.
I don't know. Look, the reality is, you know, cup runs don't end in a. I mean, sorry, you can't. We're still in like all the competitions. Europa League has still got a big opportunity there. He's still in the FA Cup. Like, I just don't see the point in not giving him those cup runs. I think we're better off giving it to him than a new manager. That's just my opinion.
But what if we can get a really good? What if we can? I know you're saying it's hard and we probably won't be able to. But what if we can get an Andoni in? What if we can pay a release clause in his contract or whatever?
I don't see the point in hiring him right now. He also plays a very high intensity style of play. Football. He plays high intensity football, a lot of running, high pressing. Like he's doing a lot. Changes?
He's doing a lot better than Ange with a lesser team.
Yeah, they've got less games. They've also got a decent. Their squad is all squads at the moment. Most squads, especially when you've not got Europe, he's got a lot of options to contend with. He's actually got options to choose from. He's subbing out players. You know, if Evan Nilsson's not playing, he can play Unai. He's got Clive at Semenyo. He's then got Utara. He's got Tavernier. Look, he's doing a brilliant job. I'm not trying to take away anything Andoni's doing at Bournemouth. Brilliant job he's doing. And fantastic, and maybe he does deserve a top 6 job. And maybe if Ange doesn't work out, he should be one considered. I'm just saying, right now, we bring in Andoni in tomorrow. I don't think anything changes in the short term. I think that it's just gonna be the same. Maybe in the long term, can he get more consistent results? I don't know, but maybe Ange could as well. I just don't think much changes right now. If does Andoni win that cup game against Liverpool? I don't think so. I don't think he changes that.
Do you think Ange wins the cup game against Liverpool?
I don't know. Probably not. But I don't think Andoni does either.
I think he does a better job over the long term. Look, I think he does.
Maybe,
I think he's a better manager.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, look, there's cases for it for sure. He's done a brilliant job. He's had a great career so far under Vallecano. He did a brilliant job. He's done a brilliant job at Bournemouth. Kept them up last season, and look how he's pushed them on. I'm not trying to discredit him. He could be better than Ange, but I'm just saying right now, if you're thinking he's going to come in and just turn the ship around immediately, and we're not going to still go through this pain, right? Well, with Andoni in charge, I think we will. I think nothing's changing.
But I keep telling you every single stream that we do, it's not just about the short term. It's about the bigger picture. You're
sacking Ange.
But it's about the bigger picture as well.
You're not sacking Ange, but for the bigger picture. I think
but like I said, but even before the injuries, I was coming on here and saying I've got big question marks about Ange.
You weren't ready to sack him.
No, but I am now. Yeah.
Yeah, because of this run of form.
But the form before that comes into it as well.
If we were on the same form right now as we were before the injury crisis, you wouldn't be saying this.
I think I would.
I don't think you would be.
I think I would.
No, you wouldn't be. If we were in that conversation for Europe,
but I don't think we would be because the games got harder. We lose easy games.
Yes, but we win one, we lose one, but whatever. But we would still be winning more games than we are now. And all, as I said, just takes a few wins. And
we're a few points from 15th. Like, how bad?
We're also a few points from 5th. Like, we're not far from that as well. Like, that's just the nature of the league.
We're much further away from 5th than we are from 15th. I'll tell you that.
It's very tight, and a few more wins, we would have been right in the mix of where all these other teams are. We've dropped off like a stone, but I don't think if we were on the same form as we were before the injury, if we were getting the similar kind of results before the injury crisis, during it, you wouldn't be saying Ange. I know it for a fact.
We're 7 points from Man City, and Man City have won 1 in their last 8 games.
Yeah, they've also had an injury crisis, and we have as well.
But they're 5th in the league, and we're 7 points behind them in 11th.
Okay.
And we're 4 points from Crystal Palace in 15th.
Mm. They've turned their form around as well.
Like, how bad does it have to get?
I just think it's the circumstances we're in at the moment. I don't see another manager coming in and turning it around with the circumstances we're in, especially someone like Iraola. Because Iraola is in terms of how much he demands from the team, is no different to Ange when it comes to his running style. Is he going to get?
So you're saying every attacking, high pressing manager is the same?
They're not all the same, but in terms of the level of running you're going to have to do, and in terms of how hard you have to run, I mean, I don't see him asking the players to run less than Ange's.
So why do Bournemouth not get these mad injury crises that we get?
Don't know. Maybe their medical team's better. Maybe they're rotating more. Maybe they've got less games, which they do. Maybe that's why.
We got it last year and we never had Europe.
We got it last year, but that all happened in like one game, didn't it? I don't know.
It didn't happen in one game. We got 2 players suspended and 2 players injured in one game.
Yeah.
That wasn't the whole injury crisis, though, was it? That wasn't the whole extent of it.
But Maddison wasn't a hamstring. That was an ankle injury, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember the last season.
Van der Ven got 2 hamstrings last season.
Yeah, and maybe there's something to do with Van der Ven's history because we signed him and he had some hamstring problems before we signed him. So maybe that's something to do with the recruitment. Like, should we have noticed that? I'm not saying that means we shouldn't have signed him, but does that mean we should have made sure we got adequate cover because if he breaks down, we're going to need him? Like, so I feel like Van der Ven's one of those defenders, especially at 22. Not saying he's on the level of Ledley King, but with Ledley, he had these injury problems, but he was so good. He was just so valuable when he was fit. You just wanted to play him. I feel like Van der Ven is a bit like that, but we need good cover for him as well because clearly his hamstrings are not going to go away. I don't think he's there, but we need.
Bloody Ben Davies is getting when did Ben Davies ever got a hamstring injury before?
Don't know. Probably never.
Literally. But anyway, let's move on. Let's see let's look at the poll. Actually, 53% saying Ange in, so still swaying towards Yusim, and 47% saying Ange out. A few Arsenal fans.
Is Sammy Ange in or Ange out? Is that what he's a bastard?
Majority of Arsenal and Chelsea fans right now are all Ange in.
Of course they are. We were all Arteta in when they were going through their thing as well.
Yeah, that's also true.
Come on, keep voting. Keep voting. It's been up for 10 minutes. There's now just under 400 people voting at the moment. And as you say, 53% Ange in, 47% Ange out. Yep, so there you go at the moment. But Well, I want it to get to like let's get to like 700-800 votes. I want it to get really high. Everyone who's not voted, there's nearly 1,000 people in the chat. Everyone who's not voted, go and vote. If you, what do they say? If you don't vote, you can't complain about the outcome.
Exactly.
So, if you want Ange out and you don't vote, you can't complain if he stays. Same with if you're Ange in and he gets sacked and you haven't voted, it's your fault. Ange says he has an election every week. This is the election, the Ange election. Come on.